You're born in a fishing village on the coast of Japan, 1890. The world smells of salt, dead fish, and desperation. You are the fourth daughter in a family that can barely feed the first two. The rice harvest has failed again. The nets are coming up empty. Your father looks at you, not with love, but with calculation. You are a mouth to feed. You are a burden, but you are also pretty. You have clear skin and bright eyes. In this village, beauty is not a gift, it is a currency. One rainy afternoon, a woman arrives. She does not look like the village women. She wears silk that rustles when she moves. She smells of incense and camellia oil. She is the okasan, the mother of an okiya in Tokyo. She inspects you like a horse at an auction. She checks your teeth. She feels the bones in your wrist. She nods. Money changes hands. It is a small bag of coins, enough to feed your brothers for a year. Your mother weeps in the corner, hiding her face in her sleeve. Your father refuses to meet your eyes. You are 6 years old. You pack your single set of clothes. You get into the rickshaw. You watch your village disappear into the mist. You think that you're going to a better place. You think that you will wear silk and eat white rice every day. You do not know that you have just been sold into the most beautiful prison on earth. You arrive in Kyoto, the Gion district. It is a world of willow trees, red lanterns, and shadows. You enter the okiya. You expect a palace. You find a boot camp. You are stripped of your name. You are no longer the girl from the coast. You are a shikomi, a servant, a slave. Your education begins not with art, but with pain. You wake up 2 hours before dawn. The water in the bucket is freezing. You must scrub the wooden floors until they shine like mirrors. The cold water cracks your skin. Your fingers bleed into the rag. If you stop, the older geishas hit you with bamboo canes. They tell you it is for your own good. They are breaking your spirit to make room for the art. You learn to kneel on the tatami mats, Saiza style. You must kneel for hours without moving, without fidgeting. Your legs go numb, then they burn with fire. Then they go numb again. If you slouch, you are beaten. You are learning the art of gaman, enduring the unbearable with patience and dignity. Years pass. You survive the cleaning. You are promoted to a minarai. Now, the real torture begins. The beauty. First, the face. They applied the oshiroi, the white foundation. In the old days, it used to contain lead. Now, it is a thick paste of rice powder and zinc. It is cold and heavy. They paint it on your neck, your chest, your face. It dries tight. It feels like you're being suffocated. It clogs your pores. You cannot sweat. You cannot frown. You are wearing a ceramic mask that is painted directly on your skin. Then, the hair. This is the worst part. Your hair is waxed and pulled back into elaborate, heavy shapes. The stylist pulls it so tight that your eyes water. The tension on your scalp is constant. It gives you a headache that never goes away. Over time, the hair at your temples begin to fall out from the pulling. They call it traditional alopecia, but in the district, they call it a mark of distinction. It shows you are a serious artist. Because the hairstyle is so expensive and takes hours to create, you cannot ruin it while you sleep. You cannot use a pillow. You must use the takamakura, a tall, hard wooden block with a small cradle for your neck. You must balance your neck on this wood all night. If you rolled over in your sleep, your hair will touch the mat and be ruined. To teach you, the okasan pours rice around your head. If you move, the rice sticks to the pomade in your hair. You wake up with rice in your hair and you are beaten. So you learn to sleep without moving. You learn to sleep without resting. You are always on duty, even in your dreams. You are 15 now. Emaiko, an apprentice geisha. You are a work of art. The tourists stop to stare at you in the street. They see the silk kimono, worth more than your father's house. They see the red lips and the delicate walk. They do not see the blisters from the wooden sandals. They do not see the hunger. You are forced to eat small portions to stay thin. You are forced to drink sake with clients, but never to eat the food. You watch rich men gorge themselves on sashimi and tempura while your stomach screams, and then comes the turning point, the mizuage, the ceremony of adulthood. In the West, they romanticize this. They call it a ritual, but you know what it is. It is an auction. The okasan puts you up for sale. Not your time, not your music, but your virginity. Wealthy patrons bid on the right to cut the flower. The highest bidder wins. It is purely a financial transaction. The money does not go to you. It goes to the okiya. It pays off the debts of your kimonos, your food, your training. You meet the man. He is often old. He is a stranger. You endure the night just as you endured the scrubbing of the floors. With gaman, you stare at the ceiling. You disassociate. You tell yourself that this body is just a costume. The real you is somewhere running on a beach far away from the smell of old men and tobacco. The next morning, you are full geisha. You act like nothing happened. You smile. You pour the tea. You play the shamisen until your fingers callous. You become a master of conversation. This is your true skill. Making boring men feel interesting. Making cruel men feel kind. Making weak men feel strong. You laugh at jokes that are not funny. You flatter egos that are already too big. You are a mirror. You reflect whatever the client wants to see. You have no opinions. You have no politics. You have no sadness. If a client asks, "How are you?" you say, "I am happy." Always happy. The years blur together. Nights of sake and smoke, days of practice and pain. You are successful. You have a dana, a patron who pays off your expenses. He buys you expensive kimonos. He pays your rent, but he owns you. If he calls, you must go. If he wants to end the arrangement, you are destitute overnight. You are living in a golden cage, but the door is locked from the outside. And then the enemy arrives. Not a war, not a famine. Time. The flower begins to wilt. You turn 30, then 35. The white makeup settles into the fine lines around your eyes. The younger girls, the fresh Maiko, are getting the attention now. They are brighter, newer. You are yesterday's fashion. The debts, however, do not age. They grow. You still owe the okiya for the kimonos. You still owe for the rent. The system is designed so that you can never truly buy your freedom. You are an indentured servant in silk. To cope, you start drinking the sake you're supposed to pour. Just a little at first, to numb the headache from the wig, to numb the ache in your knees, then a little more. Your liver begins to harden. Your skin takes on a grayish tint beneath the white paint. You develop a cough. It starts as a tickle. Then it becomes blood in the handkerchief. Tuberculosis, the silent killer of the pleasure district. It thrives in closed rooms, the shared cups, the weekend bodies. You try to hide it. A sick geisha is a useless geisha. You paint the lips redder to hide the paleness. You bind your chest tighter to suppress the coughing, but you cannot hide from the end. You do not die in a palace. You did not die surrounded by the admirers who claim to love you. When you can no longer work, you are moved to a small room at the back of the okiya. The silk is taken away. The wig is removed. You are left in your cotton sleeping robe. You have no husband. Geishas are forbidden to marry. You have no children. You have only the sisters of the house, who are too busy surviving their own hell to comfort you. You lie on a thin futon. You hear the music from the tea house down the hall, the sound of the shamisen, the sound of laughter. Another girl is pouring the sake. Another girl is laughing at the bad jokes. The machine has replaced you before you have even taken your last breath. You look at your hands. They are stained with ink and tobacco. They are the hands of a laborer. You realize that for all the poetry, for all the talk of the floating world, you were just a worker in a factory of illusions. You close your eyes. The pain in your knees finally stops. Centuries later, they will sell your images in airports. They will put your face on keychains and t-shirts. Tourists will come to Kyoto and dress up in cheap kimonos to take photos. They will smile and make peace signs. They want the fantasy. They want the mystery. They do not want to know about the 6-year-old girl crying in the rickshaw. They do not want to know about the wooden pillow. They do not want to know that the white paint was there to hide the bruises of life that was never yours. You are not a symbol of romance. You are a ghost in a borrowed kimono. An ordinary, unknown girl ground into dust to make the world look a little bit more beautiful for wealthy men.